The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
These two teams, they met up in Seattle earlier in the year with the Seahawks coming away victorious. So a win here in Seattle, tough as that may be, would give them the season sweep.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
Just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1.
Off of play action, here's Lance.
And able to haul it in is Kittle. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, 49ers. George Kittle, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the 49ers need just 3 plays to go down and take the early lead. Well, that's pretty impressive, Charles. It's one thing to be an elite speed wide receiver and have all that yards after the catch into the end zone, but from your tight end?
Yeah, you don't get that very often. What you're describing is more like a Tyreek Hill, a Devontae Adams, and Antonio Brown. You're not talking about a guy that lines up or can line up in line and look like an extra tackle on running plays. He took that bad boy downfield just like he was a scat back.
Before the game, he told me, I'm going to have a zinger or 2 today. And I was like, oh, a zinger or 2? I guess that's a zinger, right?
That's a zinger.
This will be fielded inside the 5.
The Seahawks take over first down at their own 24-yard line. On the set. Go, Reed, go.
Here's Walker to start the drive.
Room here to run.
And he's going to be ridden out of bounds down inside the 25.
It's a big play there for Seattle. 55 yards.
So that run there, yeah, I don't know if it's overstating things to call it a thing of beauty, but in terms of football plays, that's as good as you're going to see.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. And it'll be intercepted. Picked by Tarvarius Moore.
And the Niners are going to have it here at their own 15. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it was a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
Coming off every player's friend, the open week from last weekend.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. Even if you're coming off of a loss as they did, the open week is exactly what you need after you kind of get over it a little bit, right? Rest up the mind, rest up the body, get yourself ready to go. And they have to be eager to play again, especially since they lost the last time out.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Well, this defense for the Seahawks, they were excellent a week ago in the win over Pittsburgh.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
He finds Kittle going across the field.
And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line. So 8 yards on the completion there, and it'll be 4th down. Here comes the 49ers punter now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover the Plague did on the last one.
2nd and 2.
That's to Amon-Ra St. Brown.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
79 Broncos. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. 7 Pirates. 7 Pirates. Drop 60. Drop 60.
They'll set up a throw. Touchdown! DK Metcalf, 32 yards.
And the Seahawks are an extra point away from evening this one up.
And there, Charles, he lined up out left, ran the post, caught it over the middle, and the rest, as they say, is history.
And you have to love the scheme that they just showed there, because if you're going to run a deep post, you ordinarily have to get a safety out of the middle of the field. And you do it one of two ways, either by running routes at him that carries him away from it, or you either freeze him in the middle with routes that run underneath so that he doesn't get depth. Then you throw it over the top, and boy, what a successful play that was.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss.
And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14.
Here's Lance to throw it. We'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey.
He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. That'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down.
Here's Lance.
Now that'll be tipped and intercepted.
Jordan Brooks with it. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football. Well, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes, those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. That false start knocks them back behind the 10 now as they'll try again, 1st and goal.
straight ahead, Walker. And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there.
Give him 3 on the gain there. 2nd and goal.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And now the throw here is incomplete, and with that we can...
Now they'd really like to make the short field pay off.
He's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
It's a 6-point game.
McCann's got it teed up. Taken in at the 3.
Oh, good-looking return set up here.
And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. Position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package, and that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Now on 2nd and 13.
Lance.
This one caught by Kittle.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
That was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver. Although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So apparently some grabbing of the jersey there on the O-line.
Yeah, just look in the interior, and that's where the penalty occurred.
Let's go.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
From midfield, here's Lance. Now Lance unable to escape, and down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Well, they sent him on the blitz from that linebacker spot, and boy, he got there quickly.
He certainly did, and obviously he could have used a block from his running back, but I think you nailed it right there. The defender got into the backfield so fast, it's hard for anyone to react.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long.
Lance's throw taken in by Thornton. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
The Niners on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. He rifles one that's intercepted.
And the 49ers will take over possession here up at the 44.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
On 3rd and long, it's Lance.
This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end.
And he is going to have a Niners first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds it for the first down.
On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
They suspected that it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on 1st down.
From the 25 on second down, Lance. Over the middle, complete. It's Murray. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 15-yard line. His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Shotgun handoff down to McCaffrey. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle. That's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. To throw, it's Lance. His pass caught at the 4. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
Well, he does have 1 touchdown in the game already, and while this one won't go for 6, it's enough to get him first and goal. But you and I both know he's going to be a little upset he didn't cross the goal line for a second time in this one.
Might want the ball here on the next play. They'll run with Cook, and he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. Dalvin Cook with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the 49ers are an extra point away from taking the lead. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And with it, his guys take the lead here by a point. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work. Well, their first 2 drives yielded touchdowns, so there's no reason for them to feel like they have to pull back on the reins. They pushed it downfield, looking for another one right there. Didn't get it, but we know they're going to continue to be bold.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. They'll set up to throw. And the Niners get there and bring him down.
Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Well, that's what they have to do more of defensively. Not just getting sacks, but they have to keep getting in his face, not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey. On fourth down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10.
Okay, ready?
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half. And he fires one that's intercepted. There he goes, right side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. How about that for a little jolt right before intermission?
You talk about taking momentum into the half with you, and so many teams have an emphasis on trying to score in the last 2 minutes of a half. To carry that with them, it's not often talked about scoring on defense, though. That's extra mode.
And now they may take the lead into the locker room as well.
McCann for the point after.
He missed one earlier, remember, but this time he gets it to go. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Taken in at the 3. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes. Back-to-back, what a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
And this drive was almost over before it began, thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rip, and they get off the field.
Lance now to throw. That'll be complete to Sermon.
And after the nice stiff arm, the next wave swarms in quickly for the stop. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Here comes the 49ers punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. Pulled in at the 24. A good return there, call it 13 yards.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot. Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Panther 11, Panther 11.
They'll look to throw here. Over the middle, that's caught by Metcalf. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Line of scrimmage moves from one 37-yard line to the other as they come up 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. He'll let this go for the end zone. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf in the final seconds of the first half. And the Seahawks will extend their lead here just before halftime.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point.
So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. This is taken just shy of the 10. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. A final shot before half for Lance.
And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we've reached the intermission in what right now is a 13-point game. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half.
This one fielded at the 5.
The Seahawks take over first down at their own 20-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be 2nd down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. First target, first catch, and a first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He's going to let this one go deep. And this is caught. Touchdown, Seahawks. A great effort there. 54 yards. As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up the secondary and clinic on how to attack the defense and take them out of the game.
McCann's got it teed up.
this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And their halftime hole now even deeper. They need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
The PAT up and good, but hold on a second. There is a flag.
And they'll accept that penalty.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
73 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Out of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Back to Walker on 1st down.
And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
You know, it's not just all athleticism from defensive linemen. Let's give them a little credit for their football intelligence as well. Read and react by them, understood the play call, and stacked it up and stuffed the run.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
And going right back to Walker.
Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
But now they're in a spot that every team tells us when we have our production meetings they don't want to be in 3rd and long. And that's because those back-to-back running plays just didn't accomplish a whole lot.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Walker now on 1st and 10.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Quick hitter here, it's complete.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
The 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3.
7 Pirates, 7 Pirates. Trap 50, trap 60, 70 Ranger, 70 Ranger.
Back to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This will be spotted just shy of midfield, a 59-yard attempt. And this is going to wind up left. Well struck, but it's no good, and the lead will hold at 13.
And this is a commentary on today's kickers and just how good they are that a coach would think about running his guy out there to try a 59-yarder. Here it backfires on him, but as a kicker, you have to appreciate the confidence that they showed in you.
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Tyquan Thornton, the one he was looking for.
That'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
We sit in quarter number 3 out in Seattle. A 2nd and 10 now. Throwing now is Lance. And that is incomplete.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hoping they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a first down.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. The Lance going to throw.
And able to haul it in is Kittle. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A pickup of 24 on the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep, try and throw some air under it, and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
And they fake the handoff. Now Lance. He finds Kittle going across the field. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
That's a good-looking play to me. The big tight end on a crossing route coming underneath. Sometimes he can gain some serious momentum going forward, can he?
Yeah, he can indeed, and pretty well executed there.
Lance looking to throw on 3rd and 2.
He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line.
Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4.
Matt Gay now gets ready for the field goal try. This a 40-yard attempt from the left hash. And that is no good. And the deficit will hold pat at 13. And they won't be able to run another play. Time has expired on this 3rd quarter.
This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball. Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
2nd and 6. Man open downfield, it's Metcalf.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. He's been big, 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here. He'll look to throw. Going for the deep ball. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Absolutely no disguise on that one. They just went for it. Put him out there and said, go deep. Let's try and hit him. Unfortunately, to no avail.
Back to throw again.
Connecting with Kupp here on the out route. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because, to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
Mustang 19.
They'll look to throw again.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Again, he'll drop to throw.
And, oh, he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got to lead, you've got to protect it, and he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, fourth quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that one probably should have been picked, huh?
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Man open, it's Kupp. He's got it. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 18. 11 yards for number 11.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Up the middle they run. It's Walker. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
And he gets this inside the 10 to the 9. It's also a gain of 9. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball and continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you...
Touchdown!
Cooper Kupp.
A 9-yard touchdown grab.
And the Seahawks are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. I've heard you use the term put-away drive, and that right there seemed like the definition of a put-away drive.
Yeah, it certainly just pops right up out of the book, doesn't it? Because up 2 scores already, just wanted to possess the football, keep converting and picking up first downs, and if the drive ends in 3 points, that's terrific. If it ends in a touchdown, fantastic.
McCann's got it teed up. Taken in at the 3.
Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And a heck of a return as he goes out of bounds across the 50 inside the 45.
Even after that big-time return, it's not looking great for them today. But if nothing else, even if the miracle doesn't happen, they can turn to this play and say, hey, we can move forward. Maybe it's a building block for the rest of the season.
McCaffrey running up the middle.
And he's got it to about the 40.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
On play action, Lance.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. The corner blitz gets there as he goes down for a loss of 7.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Trey Brown. And the Niners are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line.
Maybe a critical mistake at this juncture is now they've got a 1st and 10. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
From the 24, Lance. Now Lance throws the interception, his 3rd. And the Seahawks are going to get it back here just shy of the 20.
Well, it wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense, but they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out. They'll take that one and head to the locker room.
And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
Ready?
He'll drop to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks. Well, they brought the pressure, and that meant man coverage behind him, so he's still able to complete the pass.
Even as he took the hit. And that's what you have to do, because I was just talking with a coach the other day, and he said, look, it's not always going to be pretty back there. You're going to have to give me completions. Even when you're taking some hits, sometimes you have to be your own blitz control, for lack of a better term. Got to make completions, step up, and make those throws, and he did that.
Well, Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but, boy, their offense was on fire in this ballgame.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Seahawks, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they move to 8-5. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Baltimore Ravens next week. Meanwhile, for San Francisco, any slim hopes they had at a playoff berth gone now as they drop to 4-9. And they'll get a home date next week against the Minnesota Vikings.